nice. Girl, this all this is you right here? Okay. They don't smell like roaches in here or nothing. This is so nice. And look at this. Girl, how you get sparkles in the back of an animal? What is this, a Care Bear?
Before the video starts, about 98% of you guys are not subscribed. Subscribing and clicking that bell does help me out a lot in doing what I really want to do. Thank you guys so much for all your support. What's going on, guys? Rogue TCG, you voted and I answered. This is one of the decks that were on that poll that some of y'all answered. This is Orcust, Cartesia in Master Duel. This is what is legal in Master Duel. This deck is weaker than the TCG version. Let me get that completely straight. Like, this is just objectively weaker than the Master Duel. Sure, we have Harp Unlimited, but TCG is much more powerful just due to the access of SP Little Knight and Orcust just completely changing the game, in my opinion. SP Little Knight works with Orcust like nothing else. So without that, our extra deck tools are significantly less powerful, especially since we also don't have Typhon, so we can't just poop that guy out whenever. So this is kind of a little bit of a watered down version. We do have Maxx, however, it doesn't positively synergize the deck in any way, so it's just kind of a card. But that's enough yapping. Let's get to the deck profile. For hand traps, we are on triple Veiler and triple Maxx. We'll get to the Bestials a little bit later, but that's all for the main deck hand traps. No Ash Blossom, just because we can't really afford to play non-synergistic cards in this deck. The original Cartesia deck was basically handcrafted to have every card be functional in the engine in some capacity. So the ability for the deck to brick was significantly decreased, but this version of the deck can brick, and it's pretty much exclusively due to Maxx. If you open Maxx and Cartesia with nothing else to do, you can't do anything. It's an earth monster, so you can't fuse into anything. So just Maxx having to be played just makes this deck in Master Duel significantly less powerful. But that was a little discussion about Maxx. A little bit of a different discussion about Maxx just not really being part of the deck, like not really meshing well, but you know, that's about it for that conversation. Now onto the Orcust. We are on triple Gearsu the Orcust Mech Knight. We are on double Orcust Harp Horror, double Symbol Skeleton, double Orcust Nightmare, and a World Wand. Pretty typical Orcust package. We are on one more Harp than on our TCG build, just because we can play one more Harp and it prevents it from permanently getting removed via like a Kashtira Fenrir or something. We can always get another one. This is all pretty self-explanatory. If you want to hear my in-depth thoughts about the deck, please feel free to check out my TCG deck profile. It's very similar thoughts. Pretty much every single card in here is in for the same reason, except for Maxx. One Spriggan's Kit. We're never going to be special summoning this by its own effect. Its effect on field is also never really going to be super relevant. It can get us situationally into a Branded Regained if we don't want to go through Lubellion, or we can go through another Branded High Spirits if we want to pitch another Orcust on our next turn to get another Cartesia. However, this is typically just in here for a free body to get off Sprint if we do go through the Branded and High Spirits play. It is also additionally a Dark Monster, so we can always fuse it away with Cartesia if need be. So it doesn't really hurt us so much that this is in the deck. However, it does hurt somewhat, and I am considering cutting it just generally, even from the TCG version. Next, double Sheeran. Here's the one upside for Master Duel. We can play Sheeran in twos now. So we are playing two Sheeran. This is kind of self-explanatory for Orcust, in my opinion. It just puts cards in our hand that we want in our graveyard in the grave, while additionally putting a body on board and also milling 3 cards, potentially milling any other Orcust cards. This card just does everything like that you want for the slot in the deck, so being able to run 2 of it is quite nice. Triple Blazing Cartesia. We aren't running Quem in this deck, just because, or not Quem. Quem. Sorry, I apologize. We aren't running Quem in here because this isn't the runic version. We can't put something out from the extra deck consistently enough to really justify putting that in the deck. So it's just Cartesia. Now onto Bestials. We are on 1 Magma because we can only play 1. We are on 1 Saronir, 1 Jerusalem, and double Baldric. The exact same ratios
on TCG, as well as the one Lubellion, same ratio as everything, so nothing different there. Next, we are on Orcust spells. We are on one Orchestrated Return, one Orchestrated Babble, and an Orcust Crescendo, same as TCG. We are on one Branded Regain. This card does a lot for the deck. I'm just going to talk about this just again. Please feel free to skip. I'm going to put a little timestamp after I'm done talking about Regained. This card does everything for the deck. When you banish a card, you can put it right back, so you don't have to use your Orcust Link monsters to do so. It can put back valuable resources you don't want to get removed back into the deck. And in TCG, this works fantastically with SP Little Knight being able to turn that banish into like a draw as well, and they're not going to get that back. And I mean the tag out banish for SP Little Knight. I apologize. This card just does a lot. It puts free bodies on the board when your opponent summons cards, as long as you have Bestials on field, which the double Sheeran does really help. So even though you don't have SP Little Knight, this does still have a place in the deck. That's the end of that tangent. Now on to Hand Trap Prevention. We are on triple Book of Moon and double Called by the Grave, as well as one triple Tactics Talent. Just cards to prevent us from getting hand trapped or to help us regain footing when we do get hand trapped. And then staple cards, we are on double Droplet. And lastly, for round out our branded engine, we are on triple Branded and High Spirit. We can activate this. We can reveal either Valor or Cartesia or any of our Orcusts to send either a Sprint or a Granguignol to add a Cartesia from our deck to our hand, or we can add Sprint if we Spriggan's Kit if we really want to. Just to get access to that. Just the availability of flexibility of the branded cards just really shining in this deck, I believe. Now on to the extra. I apologize for the organization. This is Master Duel's automatic organization, so there's that. Links. We are on one Link Karibo, double Galatea, one IP Masquerena, one Dark, the Dark Charmer Gloomy. This should be SP Little Knight, but we don't have it, so we're running this just to link climb a little bit. One Nightmare Unicorn, one Long Girsu, one Phantom Knights of Rusty Bardiche. This should be Typhon, but again, we don't have it. Even though we're not running Phantom Knight cards in this deck, Rusty Bardiche does still just insanely synergize with Dingirsu, so we are just running it for that reason, just a card we can potentially go into. Sometimes our opponents might just shotgun a Valor or an Imperm too, and this can sometimes fish it out. So we are just running the one. This could definitely be anything else, but I was kind of saving my dust, to be completely honest. And this has actually come up a couple times, just being able to pop cards every time Dingirsu's summoned to zone. It's just a recursive pop from the extra deck, as long as you can keep it on board. And then the access code Talker. And then onto our dings. We have Dingirsu number 1, nice and pretty, and Dingirsu number 2, not looking too hot. Next, we are on our Cartesia stuff. This is the last part of our deck. We are on 1 Sprint and 2 Granguignol, as previously mentioned. Granguignol does everything for the Orcust deck. It dumps your Nightmare to the grave. It can dump your World Wand to the grave. It can dump any of your Bestials, including Sarnier or Lubellion. Sarnier often just sending Lubellion right after, just get another name in grave. It can send your Despian Lulu Willilith to the grave, which allows you to summon a Cartesia from your deck in the end phase when it was sent there. So if you haven't used any of your Orcust plays, you don't have access to your Orcust plays, and your Cartesia gets negated after you have already searched it out and made a Granguignol. What I'm saying is Granguignol is really good. And then lastly, a Despian Lulu Willilith. This is kind of more of a corner case card. However, this does come up a lot more often than I was previously anticipating. Just being able to have a backup plan instead of the Orcust cards, because the Orcust cards can be interrupted fairly easily. I will just state that outright. They can get interrupted given certain cards like Ash Blossom, Infinite Impermanence, Valor, and such. We do try to play cards to mitigate that as much as possible. However, sometimes we can't always do that. So Despian Lulu Willilith gives us a good backup plan. If we've only gotten to Granguignol and say got like Valor or something, we can make an IP Masquerena and keep this in grave. We can summon this on our opponent's turn, and then the moment they summon something from extra, we can negate it and then link off using IP Masquerena to get the Cartesia at end phase. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you still are, I appreciate all the support I've been getting. Please keep it up, guys. I'm going to keep up making these videos. As you can see, I've been making posts on trying to be more interactive with you guys. So I appreciate everything y'all are letting me do and enabling me to make this kind of content, so I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching once more, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!